After discussing the problems of pollution, environmental pollution in form of water, air and noise, now we move to the topic, very serious topic of urban waste disposal. Now, urban waste disposal is what? If you see in this slide, waste generation from different sources. As you all know, urban areas are overcrowded, congested, and there is inadequate facility to support the fast growing population. In terms of what? In terms of poor sanitary condition, and the quality of the air is going down. Solid waste includes old and used articles like pieces of metal, broken glassware, plastic containers, polythene bags, ashes, floppies, CDs, etc., dumped at different places. These discarded materials are also termed as refuse, garbage, and rubbish. These are disposed of from two sources. One is household or domestic establishment. Second is industrial or commercial establishment. Household waste is disposed of either on public lands or on private contractor sites. But the solid waste from industrial units is collected and disposed of through public facilities at low-lying public grounds as a landfill areas. Municipal community is responsible for discharging and disposing of urban waste. Solid waste causes health hazard through creation of obnoxious smell and harboring of flies and rodents, which act as carrier of diseases. Improper handling of solid waste is dangerous to health and environment. Improper disposal of solid waste results in death of human and animals through contamination of crops or water supplies. Uncontrolled dumping of urban waste destroys the beauty of the countryside. Uncontrolled burning of open dumps can cause air pollution. Solid waste is also responsible for water pollution, because as the water falls through rainfall or in any form surface runoff, it finally goes and meets the water bodies. Further, apart from urban waste disposal, another problem that is very common in urban areas is rural-urban migration. That is, flow from rural to urban areas caused by many factors. High demand for labor in urban areas, low job opportunities in rural areas results into the migration in urban areas. Unbalanced pattern of development between urban and rural areas. It means females more in rural areas, male people more in urban areas. These type of things create problems and imbalance in pattern. 47% of the world's 6 billion population lives in cities and more. By 2050, an estimated 2/3 of the world's population will live in urban areas, imposing more pressure on what? More pressure on space infrastructure, because the space provided by the earth is limited. So space infrastructure will reduce, resources in the cities will reduce, sanitary problems, health problems, and crimes are also going to accelerate. Very common problems in the urban areas as you go to Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, etc. is of slums. What are slums? Clusters and colonies of shabby structure. These are the people who are forced to migrate from rural areas to the urban areas in search of work. But they cannot afford proper housing due to high rent and high cost of land. Therefore, they occupy environmentally incompatible and degraded areas. These slums, they are residential area of least choice, that is, people do not want to go there but they have to. Dilapidated house, that is poor condition of houses, poor hygienic conditions. Just enter a slum area and see how sluggish it is. Most of the slum population works in low paid, high risk prone area, unorganized sectors of urban economy. As a result, they are the undernourished, prone to different type of diseases and illness, and can ill afford to give proper education to their children. The poverty makes them vulnerable to drug abuse, alcoholism, crime, vandalism, escapism, apathy, and ultimately social exclusion. Now, very common topic of land degradation. Try to understand what is land degradation. Loss of natural fertility of soil because all its nutrients have been lost. Vegetation cover will be less, soil characteristic will change, pollution of water resources from the contamination of soil through which water seeps into underground or runoff to the water bodies, changes in climatic condition because of unbalance created in the environment. Biophysical causes of soil degradation or land degradation. Topography. Steep slope, more of soil erosion, more of soil degradation, and more of land degradation. Climate conditions, very high temperature spoils the soil, rainfall washes away the soil, wind again washes away the soil. Unsustainable land management practice, maximum is deforestation. Forest degraded areas. Naturally, when there is flow of soil nutrient through mining also get destroyed. Cultivation in steep slopes. Increasing number of people in the city. Poverty, people going below poverty line. Market and other policies promoting use of land degradation practices. Once the land degrades, it leads to loss of biodiversity. Chemical, physical, biological properties of soil also decline. Increased water and food insecurity. When we cannot grow crops, naturally food insecurity will increase. There will be famine, people will starve and die, prices will go up. Decline in economic productivity and national development. Conflict over access to resources. Increased GHGs emission and concentration in the atmosphere. Migration of affected population. How to prevent this land from being degraded? Number 1, managing of wastelands. Mining activities should be controlled. That is, we cannot stop mining 100%, but the land should be treated properly, it should be settled properly after mining. Proper discharge and disposal of industrial waste, that is, proper treatment of waste must be done. Fertilizers which are being used, more of natural fertilizers. Afforestation and proper management of grazing can help to some extent. Stabilizing the sand dunes by growing thorny bushes. Thank you very much. Hope the concepts are clear. We have come to the end of the chapter in this session. I'll be giving you worksheets, solve them and see if there is any problem. We'll be discussing it in our online sessions.